It was the summer of '44 in Dublin, a lovely mid-June Sunday, and Billy and Mary had the kids out in Dollymount Strand. Dr. Mulligan had said Mary just needed a bit of time, and of course, another baby to love, and he was right. It was a long time now since she had looked so calm and happy. Billy put his arm around her and held her close. In May 1945, the war in Europe ended. The Cullen family were all gathered around the Wurlers after school, hearing how Hitler had committed suicide in his bunker before the Americans and Russians captured Berlin. In the second week of August, the news came through that the Japanese had surrendered and the war was finally over. But now the news in the world was telling of the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Atomic bombs, they were called. That night, Mary was sitting at the table having a mug of shelled cocoa with Mother Darcy. It's hard to believe it. All them innocent people killed. What has the world come to? How can Jesus, Mary and Holy Saint Joseph let these things happen? Years later, when an Asian came to buy apples at the stall, Mary's face lost its smile as she served him politely, torn between condemnation and sorrow. She shook her head when he left. I wouldn't trust any of those little brown fellas as far as throw a piano, she said. Mother Darcy chastised her. That's wrong, Mary. That's a terrible thing to say. None of us know what we'll do when we're afraid, and you certainly can't visit the sins of the fathers on the sons. Mary looked at Molly for a long few minutes. You're right as usual, Mother. Sure, every man is some other's son, and the good Lord forgives every sinner. I'll talk to the priest in confession on Saturday. Big Bob Darcy was in full flow with his pint of Guinness in his hand. The usual gang were in Cullen's pub. Right, said Bob, and now I'll tell you about why the Germans bombed the North Strand. Mr. Cullen behind the bar served Bob with a fresh pint. There you are, Mr. Darcy. That's on the house. May the Blessed Virgin always keep you safe, Mr. Cullen. And Bob paused, and looking slowly around, took a slug from his pint. So do you get it, he said softly. We were supposed to be a neutral country, but we openly went and gave the boys in Belfast a